Greetings, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood movie fan coming to you again with another film review. I saw this last night, or yesterday afternoon, actually, and I wanted to review it then, but I got busy and I wasn't really sure how to condense what I wanted to talk about into a coherent narrative. As you've probably read the title by now, the film I'm referring to is Masters of the Universe that came out yesterday. And it is based on both the Mattel toy line and then also the animated series, both of which started in the early 1980s. I was actually a very young child then. I was like 2 years old when the toys came out, and then I think like 4 when the cartoon started. But I do remember seeing the cartoons during my school years. I was probably like 6 or 7 at the time. So I do remember seeing them. And, they were corny and wacky and funny and, thrilling and, and all of that is reproduced in this movie. Some people have said that, the first act of the film, which is set primarily on Earth, is boring. I don't really think that it is, not when you realize that it is setting up something, far better. The basic gist of it, not to give away a lot of spoilers, the basic gist of it is that the bulk of the story takes place on a planet called Eternia. And the royal family of Eternia is King Randor, and I forget the mother's name, but it's King Randor, and then his wife, the Queen, and then their son, Prince Adam. And then Prince Adam has a self-defense instructor named Duncan, played by Idris Elba from the Thor films. And he teaches him self-defense, about how to get up after a fight and that kind of thing. Well, it's not very long until the villainous Skeletor, masterfully played by Jared Leto, attacks the Castle Grayskull, the home of the royal family. And he's after one thing. He's not really particularly interested in the royal family themselves. He's interested in one thing, and that is the fabled sword of power, which is said to be capable of giving one man the power of a god. So needless to say, Skeletor is basically, your average sociopathic, egomaniac. And he clearly loves, being that way. I mean, he repeatedly laughs about it and, throws temper tantrums and, he's a comic villain, not to parody level. You won't find him sinking to the same low as like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs or anything like that. There's still something to be feared about him, and yet at the same time, he is not above, making fun of himself or, things like that. His lead assistant is a woman named Evil Lynn. I could not make that up. Evil Lynn, played by, I believe, an actress named Alison Brie, who I'm not really familiar with. And then Adam is sent to Earth early in the film because during Skeletor's attack, his parents are also attacked, and the sorceress who protects Eternia shows up at the last moment to, stop Adam and the sword from, being destroyed, and she sends him through a portal to Earth. So then we flash forward 15 years, and Adam has spent all that time growing up among us, knowing, fully aware he's from Eternia. But everybody thinks he's crazy. He loses out on dates. He's ridiculed at work. His every waking thought is, I have to find this sword because I have to be able to go home. Because when he first came to Earth, he and the sword were separated. And then his childhood friend Teela shows up one day, and she helps take him back to Eternia. But then when they get there, much to Adam's horror, he finds out that Skeletor has ransacked it, and he's destroyed a whole bunch of it. And Teela simply says at one point, Skeletor never wanted Eternia. He just didn't. He just wanted to make sure no one else had it either. And I'm going to stop revealing spoilers there, because if I go much further, you're not going to want to see the movie for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about different aspects next. Okay, the performances. As I said, Jared Leto steals the show. Okay, Skeletor, top marks all the way. Alison Brie as Evil Lynn. Just saying the name makes me grin. Evil Lynn. I mean, it's not Evelyn. It's not even Evelyn. It's Evil Lynn. And it's just like, how do you even say that name with a straight face? It's hilarious. And then I believe the actress who plays Teela is named Camila Mendes. And then, of course, Idris Elba as Duncan. And then you also have several different other characters from the Mattel toy line. And it turns out, in an interesting twist, they all got their names because Adam drew them when he was a kid, and he nicknamed them before he left. Which, some of them are actually flattered by their new names, others are insulted. Like, there's one guy who has, like, an iron hand that's bigger than his human one. So, Adam, as a child, nicknamed him Fisto. And he's like, and the guy at first is, very upset at him. He's like, what do you mean, Fisto? And he's like, well, you fist people. And he's like, I do not fist people. And, I guess it's supposed to be some sort of a double entendre, but, not that most people, of a certain age group would really get it. I did, unfortunately, but wish I didn't. Film reviewer John Campea said that, he was disappointed by the amount of such jokes in the film. But when I saw the film, I didn't really pick up on a lot of them. I think there was like 2 or 3, and that was it. I mean, do I think that the film would have been better without them? Yeah. Was I, extraordinarily disappointed to where I would never want to watch the movie again? No. In fact, when it finally comes out on 4K within a few months, I'm adding it to my collection. I love it. Now, okay, lead hero in the film. I believe his name is pronounced Nicholas Galitzine. This guy, I don't know where they found him. I don't know how they found him. And to be completely honest, I don't particularly care. Because he nails the part of both Prince Adam and his heroic alter ego, which he does not say the name of until the very last moments of the film. You know, he nails it. You see his bravery, you see his fear, you see his cowardice, you see his cluelessness, almost like a Ferris Bueller type at certain points. Because he really is a fish out of water. I mean, his memories of Eternia are that of a 10-year-old boy. And then when he suddenly is flung back there at the age of 25, you know, I mean, it's like, and his whole world is destroyed, and he's having to deal with this, you know, psychopath who literally has a skull for a face. It's not anything for, you know, him to deal with, and, you know, he realizes that the people of his world are expecting him to be their savior, and, you know, it's a great big burden to put on anybody. So, but he nailed it. I mean, you see all the different aspects of this guy's character, and yeah, he can be, you know, goofy at times, but for the most part, he plays it completely straight, and, you know, you believe it, and it is a truly, truly wonderful performance. Okay, next up, again, I believe her name is Camila Mendes as Tila. This character easily could have been some, you know, radical feminist, I am woman, hear me roar kind of performance. But it was not written that way, and she didn't play it that way. She, again, played it very straight, with a degree of humility and compassion, but also completely able to kick butt, you know, when the situation called for it. Yeah, I mean, major commendations to Camila Mendes. Alison Brie, again, Evil Lynn, masterful performance. She's being the second in command to Skeletor. She presents the idea that she admires him, she respects him, but there's also a degree of fear there. And he does attack her at a couple of points, very briefly. But then, you know, once it's over, you know, she kind of recomposes herself. Yeah, it's just, it's a truly, truly wonderful film. And I would recommend it to anybody over, say, the age of, well, I guess 13, since I think the film is PG-13. So, you know, if the parents decide that, you know, their kids are like, say, 10 and they're young enough to handle it, then that's on them. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to expose a 10-year-old to some of the jokes that are in this movie. But then again, you know, that's on the parents and the kids and that kind of thing. The score, the musical score, is wonderfully done as well. Part of it is actually done by the lead guitarist of Queen, Brian May, and their song, Princes of the Universe, which has long been associated with the Highlander franchise, is actually played in full toward the end of the film. And what makes it unique is that even though so many people are familiar with that song, the way that it is utilized is that it is interwoven with certain action scenes over the course of about 3 minutes, where every time something is spoken, there's an action that corresponds to it. So, it's like, oh, that's clever. Like at one particular point, you hear Freddie Mercury's voice, yell, "Bring on the girls!" And all of a sudden the camera pans over to a female warrior spinning around swords in a circular pattern. And so it's like, okay, a little self-aware, but it works. The director is Travis Knight. He has done a Transformers Bumblebee movie, and apparently he's also the son of one of the Nike shoe company's co-founders, which I thought was kind of interesting. I had a wonderful time. On the total, out of 1 to 10, I would say this is about an 8, maybe 8.5. I thought it was really, really well done. So I would recommend it to most people who are interested in the action fantasy genre. That's my review. So, to all the other fellow geeks and nerds in the universe, I have the power! Had to say it. Talk to you later. This is your friendly neighborhood movie fan, signing off. Bye.